Paolo Banchero versus Bennedict Mathurin. The Rookie of the Year race is heating up. You already know the Orlando Magic and the Indiana Pacers drafted themselves some gems. I think that's clear cut, no debating. It's time to get into it. I'm telling you, this thing is going to go down to the wire, believe it or not. I think this race is closer than a lot of people feel it is. First things first, let's talk about the #1 overall pick, Paolo Banchero. Listen, this guy right here is playing with an amalgam of young assets. You understand? Now that's on the rise. You know, we all know some of the names, the Cole Anthonys, you know, the who else we got? So many people out there. Franz Wagner. You have of course Bobo. You have my man who just from the #1 overall pick. You know, draft Markel Fultz, pardon me. You know, you have a influx of young talent out there. And like I said, they got so much, I don't want to misname Suggs. I'm going to be going on for days. You clearly see the trajectory that they're on, you know, and Paolo is the driving force of that. You understand? I'm telling you, this man right here, when you discuss the #1 option, I believe this man is going to be that if he isn't already. You know, he will be that go-to scorer. We know night in and night out, and they have this man for the next decade plus if they play their cards right. And with the collection that they have, I don't remember the last time Orlando had this nice set of assets. Even in the Dwight Howard era, you didn't see all of this. You understand, in terms of all of the young assets that they have. Let's give credit to my man Paolo right now. The man is averaging 30 minutes per game as a rookie. That's pretty good. You understand? That's very good. You know, this guy right now, pardon me, he's averaging 34 minutes, not 30. Also, he's averaging 20 points per game. 43% from the field he's shooting and 30% from three. I believe that 30% will rise as he continues to get, you know, fully acclimated to the NBA system, you know. And like I said, even though he's splashing early 20 points per game, he started off hot. They was comparing him to everybody, AI, Magic, LeBron, Duncan. I mean, I heard it all, you know. Like I said, just be patient with these young men. We want these people to be LeBron James day one like he was in Sacramento. Like, it don't always work like that, ladies and gentlemen. Let this kid develop. He's already shown that he's got immense talent. You know, shout out to Paolo, man. #1 overall pick. The kid is only 20 years old from Seattle, Washington. You remember, this kid is a baller too. Do you remember all those runs that they had over the summer, you know, with Chet Holmgren and the crew? I want to get to my man Bennedict Mathurin. I think this guy right here don't get enough credit. I think this guy's a future all-star in this league. You know, he's showing flashes. He's playing with also an amalgam of assets. I believe that he obviously is playing with the better team. You know, they have more veterans over there. When you got Hill, you got Turner, and the rest of the crew that's over there. You know, they definitely have a pedigree that most teams don't have, especially a young player coming into the NBA. They usually don't just walk in. This kid was drafted #6, you understand, by the Indiana Pacers. So no, you're not expecting the #6 overall pick to be dropped off. This kid will more than likely will be in the postseason. I believe Indiana is live to make the postseason, you know, and for many years to come. Right now, Indiana is occupying the #6 seed in the Eastern Conference with a record of 21-17, and it is off firmly the back of my man and many others. But it would not be this good for this team if it was not for the rookie Bennedict Mathurin. You understand? Like I stated, this kid is out giving you 17 points per game, shooting 42% from the field, 34% from three. We got 3 rebounds and also an assist. So you clearly see, you know, the trajectory of this kid. He's going to be a scorer. You know, I think Stevie Wonder could see what's going on. You know, it's crazy. You know, he don't even play that many minutes. You know, he only played 28 minutes. I can only imagine, you know, and mind you, he's playing under Rick Carlisle. So if he's putting this up in minimal time, I can only imagine when the chains get unloosed on him. He easily could be the co-star to Tyrese Halliburton, you know, and that's something that, believe it or not, even though is a nice young team in Orlando, they don't have a guy like Tyrese Halliburton. You know, they don't have the veterans, you know, that they have. Obviously, the coach has been around the block in Carlisle. He came to Indiana on a mission. We got to understand something. And like I said, things went left for him in Dallas. I don't think he was getting his way. Luka came and took over the franchise. I don't think that's going to be the case here. Like I stated before, this man could be his co-star in Halliburton. I believe Tyrese is on his way to the All-Star game. This guy was drafted, Tyrese Halliburton. He was drafted by the Sacramento Kings, obviously. And I believe that, when he was moved to Indiana, listen, this is his team. His greatness will rub off on Mathurin. And like I said, they're very close in age. He's 22. Tyrese Halliburton, and you got Bennedict Mathurin. I believe that he is 20 years old. So, I mean, from Canada, too. So we got to understand, like, we know the products that's coming from Canada right now. You see what's going on with RJ, like I said, I think that this guy could be, I don't want to say a similar version, of a player. Y'all know, let me know y'all thoughts. But this kid clearly has flashed all-star potential, and that's what I want to point out to the people. We need to keep our eyes on Bennedict Mathurin. Don't get caught up. I understand we got a lot of superstars in the league, a lot of top young players, but look out for teams like Indiana, because they look like they're going to be a tough out. And like I said, if one of these teams, like you think, some of your favorites, they end up playing this team, they're going to be in trouble. And Bennedict Mathurin is going to be a big key why. And like I said, I believe that Bennedict Mathurin in the future, like I said, obviously we're going to get to who wins the Rookie of the Year, but in the future, I believe that Bennedict could possibly, obviously come into the season next year, maybe even a little bit more season, especially if he goes through a playoff and if they was to advance. It's not like they have the coach, they have the players, to get it done. And they got the young wolves, in these guys. So they definitely have all of the recipes to upset one of these top teams when they roll in, to the postseason. That's if they continue to stand pat. But in my humble opinion, I believe that Paolo Banchero will win the Rookie of the Year due to the fact that he's the #1 overall pick, and he's not really giving you any reason to why you shouldn't look away from him. Maybe if he was another pick, I think you could possibly look at other players. Not to say that anything that Bennedict is doing, it just is null and void. That's not true. I just think Paolo has done enough to be granted that award. But like I said, the season is still time. So there's enough for both of these guys to make their case, but Bennedict Mathurin is doing his thing. And like I said, there's always dark horses. We all love what Jaden Ivey is doing from Purdue. He's doing his thing out there with the Detroit Pistons. He's in a tough situation without Cade Cunningham, but he's putting up 15 points, shooting 41% from the field, 31% from three, 4 rebounds and 4 assists. So that's another guy, that's on the outskirts looking at these two guys. I think that is a two-headed race, for the Rookie of the Year. And it's going to come down to the wire, and it's closer than you think. We're going to be keeping our eyes on this situation, and we're going to be revisiting these guys in their destinations of Orlando, and you already know what it is out there in Indiana. We're going to be keeping eyes on them. It's Flight Sports TV. Hit that like button and most definitely hit that subscribe button.